Hello, and welcome to Farewell DevCon Facts with your host, DevCon1.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do the voice of the whole episode. This episode covers going haywire. Going haywire is probably the biggest turning point on Crosslines. The introduction of a full voice cast and a more consistent soundtrack, the continuation of Atlas's mystery, the first proper villain who almost wins. There was also a viewership spike around the time it was released, which meant it was, and still is, one of the most viewed Crosslines episodes.
I just happen to have standards.
But I thought you weren't Ivan.
What?
Hey, railway joke. I think DevCon is such a different character in the world. For the first few episodes you're introduced to all of these characters, and then this weird guy comes along in episode 4. He has no facial features, he does look kind of otherworldly compared to the others in terms of railway design. He doesn't need a crew like everyone else does.
Well, that doesn't sound very practical.
What does?
To put a train in space. Where would the rails go?
The space reference was used to give the series a sense of when it is set, and also re-establishes that Atlas has missed a lot of history.
It's just Atlas to my friends. And you must be DEFCON.
Affirmative.
I like the blending of sound effects to the soundtrack here. There was all sorts of ways DevCon was going to turn evil. There was a rainstorm and being hit with lightning, there was something about him getting some sort of error in his code, and maybe even feeling abandoned by ÄDRS and Adams. The way it turned out is that DevCon logics himself into sentience, basically by analysing what he's there to do, and then inputting it into his own way of thinking.
I am now aware.
That yellow moped that keeps popping up in the background belongs to Stanley Shupak. I'd like to think Shupak is writing a long article on the water down. That's an ongoing project through the episodes.
Good gracious!
And once again I take Sherlock out of the picture. He really doesn't have the best luck whenever I'm writing. Oh dear. Ah well. It's from this episode onwards that Benjamin loses his goggles, since it turned out they made his face very top heavy and kept making it fall off.
Trust the interface.
DevCon's cheeky smiley face. I like that.
This is an absolute outrage!
First flagged through section, second being late.
For some reason the pitching in this scene is off. I think something had happened where some of the voices had been left on a track that had been specifically pitched down, and I didn't realise until it had been pointed out after the fact. So, yeah, bit of an audio glitch.
Forgive me if I withhold my enthusiasm.
I've heard stranger.
Sherlock and Castle have absolutely zero faith in Atlas. The sequence with Atlas taking the train back to Dragon's Wharf is a bit of a callback to the first episode and how he travelled from Dragon's Wharf to Waterdown. It sort of completes an arc into the first half of the series.
No.
I wanted to do a bit where Atlas winked cheekily at DevCon here, but I couldn't make it look right. Maybe I should just leave it for the extended edition, who knows. I like the depth of DevCon's final line. The sound resonates through the scene.
Get away from that! It's
You cannot tell me what to do. You cannot control me. I am electric. I am pure energy. I am death.
with that, DevCon was gone.
The explosion itself was made using another camera's flash just behind the camera. DevCon's exploded remains are made from a Transformer's hammer weapon. I wanted to make the credits slightly different for the mid-series finale, and in the end, this sort of style of credits became the norm for the next few episodes. In terms of matching this for the proper finale, let's just say I outmatched these credits by a long shot. And that was Farewell Clay Facts 4. Come back tomorrow for episode 5, where we will be covering nightmares, and maybe even a sneak peek at something, who knows? I don't. Do you? Well, obviously you don't. You'll have to come back tomorrow to find out. This is Off Bait Date, signing out.